on, so I'll go ahead and call, committee to order. There's just a couple of things that, we need to take care of, as far as energy and property is concerned. The first one, so just to kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on with the courthouse, they have, actually started moving furniture in the courthouse. So we're making progress. So today, I passed out this little bitty budget. But what's come up, and I think we have talked about one of them in the past. I'm almost positive that we have a couple of change orders. Now, I have not actually seen the change orders myself. Have you seen those, Judge?
I think we've got one change order that has come in. I believe it was the vanity skirts.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one that I'm not even.
And then
I haven't seen that one. Okay.
I believe that one has been signed, but there is a list, a further list. On that list, some of them doesn't require change orders, just like the additional banister in the original courthouse building that had to be put there because of code. They're in the process of installing them. There's some just small clips that's being welded on the original one, which is providing the durability that we were looking for. I went and checked it yesterday, and it's very sturdy now.
Okay.
There is some others on the list that's yet to be there. They're working on ways of finding the cheapest and best solution, which sometimes is not going to require really a change order. It's just going to require some work on behalf of the general contractor. But it's come along very well, and Porter Brownlee has been a great addition.
So, what I guess I was thinking of the heat tape in the Sally Port.
Yes.
If you guys remember correctly, back in the early months, we looked at a proposal for re-insulate or using heat tape on all of the exposed water lines, and that was around, gosh, it was quite a bit, maybe $30,000.
I think that's right.
C&I did go ahead and insulate the main water line. Is that correct? It's coming in.
That's correct. Well, they put a heat tape on it.
Heat tape on it, right. So, they did that. Aaron thinks that, it was done a good job. He feels that the price was reasonable. It's a little over $8,000. So that's one change order that, is not reflected in the budget, but will be, and so we'll need to appropriate some additional monies for that.
And I'll add to that, I'm not sure that that's going to be the end all right there. And if you remember way back, we rejected the doors that were drawn in.
Right.
And then substituted those for a cheaper door. And I have been in there, especially during the winter months, and they face the door.
Right.
And at some point or another, we are going to get a 30-mile-an-hour north wind with sub-zero temperatures at some point. And you've got all the plumbing right there. And so the only thing that's in the way of keeping them from freezing, and I think the reason that C&I went ahead and installed that tape that they did was I was told that they had one pipe that actually did freeze.
That's right. Right.
So I've talked to Porter and I've talked to Aaron as well about the possibility of maybe dropping having an electric like canvas wall that comes down in front of those doors.
Oh, okay. Right.
Something similar that Lowe's or Walmart might have on their outdoor garden area. I don't know if that's on the list or not, but we may need to look forward to find a way to keep those pipes from freezing.
And there was the additional, so D&L has a change order coming as well too, right?
About the pumps.
Pumps, right.
Yeah, there has been issues with pumping the condensation that results from the air conditioners running the courthouse in the summer months. I was there yesterday, and there's actually another one right now that's leaking. So I'm thinking these additional high capacity pumps may may be a good way to, that's what our engineer tells us.
So, with these things being said, I think it's great that we still have a little bit of money left in the contingency, and then, which the contingency is line 54. And you'll see that there's $30,000 still available in that contingency. And then you'll also see, that we still have an undesignated amount of $231,448.90. One thing that I did not mention, so we also, there on line 102, you'll see Brownlee Construction Services. So, I don't think you were, was Dr. Cole, are you on there? So in the beginning of the construction process, we had a consultant, Porter Brownlee, and he acted as a liaison, on our behalf with the contractor and the architect. And once we got to kind of the full amount of his contract, we felt like we were moving at a pace at that point that we did not need his services any longer. Now that the project is kind of, exceeded everyone's, the life of, it's just kind of gone on a little longer than we thought. We have thought that it would be a good idea to bring Mr. Brownlee back in and to make sure that he he is acting, again, on our behalf to work with the architect and the construction company to finish this up as quickly as possible and to get everything moving and make sure that it's done correctly, but not really nitpick it. I guess is the one word that I think of.
That is the list, and that's not the change order, that's the proposed PR, and, the general contractor will come back with prices on those, and then, if they merit the, change order, we'll then go on through the change.
Okay. So today, what I would think would be a good idea to do is to go ahead and appropriate the rest of that contingency and an additional $20,000 out of the undesignated fund for an additional $50,000 to cover the upcoming change orders and the expense for Mr. Brownlee's services.
And that also covered insulating heating tapes and pipes.
The ones that have already been completed, not the ones that will still be left.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, that'll include the 8,000. I think the pumps are somewhere 8 to 10, something like that.
So it's 18, and then Brownlee will be 25.
Yeah, so we'll have just a little left over, but, and I feel like we're still in a really good place. We've still got quite a bit of money, and it looks like just with this list here that we will probably need we'll need it, and then we'll still have plenty of money to move back into the building. So as far as the overall budget, for the courthouse still looks great. We did have one pay app, that was, I think, let's see, it was $158,777.35. However, we still have the retainage balance of a little over $1 million. So we still have quite a bit left to pay to C&I, which leaves us, I feel like, in a great place.
And we also have some LDs on our side.
Yeah. Yes. Potentially, one of them, Mr. Brown. So I feel like we're still sitting in a great place. And if you haven't been over there, I mean, it really is. It's going to be a great building. I'm still real excited about this.
Archer adds a lot to the whole look of it.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
So.
I make the motion we send to finance to appropriate $50,000 out of our building fund budget for the 30,000 contingency, 20,000 for the remaining undesignated monies to complete the project out.
All right, we have a motion and a second to appropriate an additional $50,000 out of the construction fund, 30 out of contingency, and 20 out of the undesignated fund. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we'll send that to finance. Let's see, anything else you'd like to update us about the courthouse? Oh, I would like to ask a question, as far as the OCO and courthouse, how's the bird, the netting?
I was down there just the other day, it's wonderful.
Oh, good, okay.
It is, it's fixed and it looks, I mean, I walked out on the porch and it was.
What did you do?
No, I didn't anyway, it looks really good.
Well, okay, great. Well, then, money well spent then. Okay, farmland update, we were leveling and talked to the, judge about that last week.
We're coming along, the rain has slowed us down, so we're not going to complain about that. They're making a lot of headway, and I don't see anything that's going to delay us at all besides this west go that we're in.
All right, is there any further business to come before this committee? I'll pause, adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry, did you have something?
I was just gonna say, we discussed, we want to discuss what we talked about north of the courthouse.
Well, that's, sure. Let's just second.
I'm just asking, I mean, have we made any progress?
No, we have only had a very informal conversation about potentially acquiring the land and the building north of the courthouse. But I do think that would probably be out of, the AR.
Some additional parking, some additional storage space.
You know what I'm talking about, that? Okay. So, no, we owned it. No,
The lot that you level, we own, right?
well, yes, we're talking about currently the Humane Society, owns that land right there, or the JC, you know, it has that stage on, there's that, kind of stage in the back, what's that, northwest corner. And then there's actually the thrift store that the Humane Society operates, it used to be the old JC's building. So they potentially, may be interested in selling that to the county, and we may potentially be interested in acquiring it. So, still lots of conversations to have, but I think there is a lot of potential there.
What about the old police department? Are they not gonna level it and?
I don't think we have.
The last time I talked to the mayor, they haven't decided they're going to sell it or what they're going to do. There's part of it that they will have to do. At least, when I was there, at patrol, my office was in the part of the building that was in decent shape. But, in my understanding, in the years since I left, some of that may have been invaded by mold as well. The old jail, all of that, the old fire department, all has to come down. And it's deteriorating to the point it can't be fixed. So they haven't decided what they're going to do.
I think earlier we could afford it.
Well, that's right.
And I don't think we look at that price, anybody could.
Well, that's right, and I don't know that they're completely out of it, are
I
they?
think they're still using it for a lot of storage.
So, I feel like the city really hasn't done, we expressed some interest, but I don't think we've gotten anywhere with them on that, so.
I don't think they're building, but they got their buildings figured out.
So,
Most of them won't.
all right, anything else?